Good afternoon. We are here for this week's installment of 5 Minutes With, and our interviewee today is Bill Lamie. He is the co-founder and CEO of Express Logic. Hello, Bill. How are you?
Good. How are you doing today, Rich?
I am doing just fine. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, we only get 5 minutes, and it's going to go by really fast, so I'm going to jump right into the first question here. I'm reading your bio, and it's no secret that you have written 2 operating systems in your life, and there are very few people who would say that they've written one. What in the world inspired you to write an operating system?
That's a really good question. Sometimes I ask the same question to myself. The first thing in answering that would be that there's actually 3 of them. To make it even more strange, instead of just 2, there's actually 3. The first one was Nucleus RTX, shortly after I co-founded Accelerated Technology, which is now part of Mentor Graphics. And then the second one is Nucleus Plus. That came in around 1993, where RTX came in around 1990. And then finally, the third one, which would have been the second one in your question, is ThreadX, which came into existence in 1997. So the answer why there's 3 of them, I think it has a lot to do with learning as an engineer. The first one that I developed was really nice and fast and super simple, but didn't really have a good feature set. So the second one that I developed had a great feature set, but wasn't as easy to use. And the third one is kind of like Goldilocks, which is the one that comes in right in between and is kind of perfect. So, and the third one happens to be ThreadX.
Very good. I apologize. It was the middle one that I missed. I was not aware of that middle one.
Oh, yeah. It's really kind of obscure. There weren't too many users of Nucleus RTX. And then Nucleus Plus technically is the name of Nucleus, but most people just call it Nucleus. So you kind of drop the end of it, and that's kind of why people forget it. But there's actually 2 of them to start out with.
So what do you have in store for OS number 4?
Well, OS number 4 is ThreadX. The idea here is it's like a really popular sports car, where you just incrementally refine it and you don't dare change it. So our goal with ThreadX is really just to incrementally refine it. We also move it though into different areas like SMP. SMP is a big area for us, and we're seeing lots of customer uptake there. But in general, really, it's a matter of making ThreadX better incrementally, and then adding peripheral products around it like GUIX and TraceX and Vuex and things like that.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so going back to operating system number 1, there were other operating systems that were available. Why did you think you could do something that other people were not able to accomplish?
Well, kind of exactly just what you said. There were other operating systems available. And this goes back into like the late 1980s. And I was working for a company that was doing 29K development with, I think, Microtech tools. And the operating systems at the time that I was using were, it was Vertex and C Executive. And unfortunately for the 29K, both of those products had bugs. And they were also both closed in the sense that they didn't deliver source code with the product, and they were also royalty bearing. So I looked at all of those things, mostly out of frustration, and said, hey, I can do a better job than this. I happen to have operating system background, right, actually while I was still in college. And so it was really the existence of current commercial products that caused me to write Nucleus RTX.
Okay, well, that certainly makes sense. It's pretty ambitious, but it makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes I'm good because I'm not smart enough. If I were smarter, I might see all the pitfalls, but luckily I'm not blessed with too much smarts.
Okay, I'd probably argue that one, but you're the expert. Okay, different question now. There are many free operating systems available to designers, and obviously you have a company that sells an operating system. What is the biggest misconception between a free open source operating system and a commercial OS?
Well, the biggest misconception between open source and commercial is really they're all the same. When you commoditize products like an RTOS, it really does a disservice to the actual underlying technology. With ThreadX, there's so many differences between an open source product, from the quality of the source code to the certification that comes with to the advanced feature set. And if you just look at an operating system schedules threads and does context switching and provides a few services. If you look at it like that, it really doesn't do it service. Now, companies that really do evaluation, they'll see ThreadX and they'll look at the other competition. They'll say, hey, ThreadX is real deterministic. We like the source code. We like the fact that it's certified. We get all these extra benefits, and it's worth the cost of buying it. Really, the same argument applies to GNU tools versus compilers. And anyone that is selling against a free solution, it's our job to show value. And I think we do a great job of that. But I would say that's true for other operating systems, too, in the commercial space. There's just something better about an operating system that has revenue that can use that revenue to make the operating system better. When you have a free model or a open source model, you don't really have that synergy between the revenue and the product improvement.
Okay, well, I certainly don't think it's a stretch to say that you're the expert, and I will take your word for it.
Oh, thank you, Rich.
You're welcome. And our 5 minutes is up, Bill, so we're going to have to cut it off here. That was Bill Lamie. He is the CEO and co-founder of Express Logic. I thank you for your time, Bill.
And thank you, Rich. Appreciate it.